Folks, Andrew Bobros here. Well, just did my video on Mike Williams, and yeah, right after that, as I released the video, Khalil Mack restructured his contract. Most likely, we are underneath the salary cap. I was actually on Sport Track, a few other things to try to see if we were there. I'm assuming this will probably be where we're at for the day. We are going to go live again tonight, but a lot to discuss about Khalil Mack specifically. And what a team player he is, folks. I mean, there's a lot to be said about this. So, guys, let's get into it. Bull Bros! Okay, folks, as always, like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. I'm Andrew Bull Bros. And again, Khalil Mack, what can you say about this guy, man? He's pretty fantastic. I mean, not only did he come off one of his best years of his career, I think he wants one more time to, run it back. And this is his swan song, if you will, as I understand it, I believe. So it's one of those really interesting situations. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Joey Bosa a little later on, but I think there's something to be said about him also. But again, the former defensive player of the year was due about $23 million in 2024, but the cap was 38. He's incredibly expensive, right? So the way the salary cap was set up was just horrible. We needed to shed something. So who knows how much? I was seeing a couple different numbers around 7 million. I was seeing around 8 million. So my assumption is they probably gave him some bundle signing bonus. If you know the numbers that were restructured, let us know down below in the chat. Again, we're going to talk more about this in detail tonight, but I just wanted to give you my initial thoughts since it's such big news. But again, we have 4 of the most expensive contracts or non-quarterback contracts in the NFL, folks. Okay, we still have 2 of them now, as we know, which is Allen and Bosa. Both have checked off 2 of the contracts. Allen and Bosa are still there, and they're both over $34 million. Tom Telesco didn't do us any favors in that regard. But again, these are premium players, and they deserve premium contracts. You get that. I get that. The NFL gets that. And I think there's a reason why we didn't trade people away, right? At the end of the day, why would you trade when they had to do something with the cap? So okay, let's just wait and see what happens. Now, Mike Williams is out in free agency. He can go out there and sign with anybody he wants. Again, the rumor is he wants to come back to the Chargers, but we'll see. But again, so Mack and Allen are going into their final year. I think both of them are deciding, okay, I want to retire a Charger. I'd like to see what happens here. I don't know that. Who knows? Who knows what Allen and William or Mack are going to do after this season? But I asked myself this question: why didn't Bosa get moved? And the only thing I could come up with is that he has 2 years remaining on his contract, and getting that money and that dead cap money moved off to another team was very unlikely. Now, I would assume most likely he will be cut next season. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, who knows, right? I thought for sure he was going to get moved. Now, the one thing I will say that does bring up a question with Mack, and by the way, before I go into anything else, I just want to say kudos to this man right here for being a team player, right? In the NFL, you have to be a team player. I keep thinking about people like Brady, all these different. Clearly, what he did was he says, I don't want to go anywhere. I want to run it back. I want to win a championship with, as it stands now, Bosa, Thule, the rest of the defense. He's bought in on the Harbaugh system, right? So hopefully we can have a successful season and this man can see continued success. I mean, bottom line, we are lucky to have him here. So, again, a lot to be said about that. Now, again, more to come today. I do think that we'll see what happens, guys. I mean, I still think that Joey Bosa is on the hot seat, right? What's going to happen with Joey Bosa? Is Joey Bosa going to get moved around? Guys, now that everything is set up and we're most likely compliant as of today, and a big reason why we actually were able to even do this and why we needed to do this specifically was because of our other signings. Again, we let Andrew Trainer go, kind of a non-event. Udazima, one of our safeties on the practice squad, was released. But again, we got Gus Edwards, Will Dissly, and Alohi Gilman. They probably couldn't sign because they had no cap space available, right? So now they can sign to be compliant, now. So, again, guys, it's a very interesting conversation, but I do wonder what's going to happen with Joey Bosa. I would not be shocked especially when you look at how many compensation picks that the Niners have. They have a ton of picks. Me and James were looking at them the other day. We were going out to LA for that event. I think they got like 4 or 5 comp picks. So we can scoop up a couple of those picks that are just easy picks that the Niners already have and trade away Bosa. Again, he's got 2 years on his contract. That's probably the hardest part around that. But I'm very curious to see what happens. But again, I don't want to diminish anything from Khalil Mack. I just have to be completely honest. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think he was going to restructure. And I just have to say, once again, I just have to say kudos to this man for being a team player and doing what's right and looking past some of the money figures. Clearly, he wants a championship, folks. That's what he's here for. That's what he wants here in LA. And he knows, just like Jim Harbaugh says, there's not that many sands left in the hourglass to win a championship, and that's what he wants. So, guys, I'm super excited. It's good to hear that he'll be back. I didn't want Mac to go. I'm okay with Bosa leaving because of his injury issues and things of that nature. I do think that still could happen. But now that we're compliant, teams might actually pay attention to Joe Ortiz talking about trades and trade, options. We might start seeing some real movement happen with Joey Bosa. So, guys, what do you think? We're going to talk more about this again live. Kyle and I already talked about it. We're going to talk about it live later on tonight. But as always, I'm Andrew Bolpros. See you guys in the next one.